At Thanksgiving, my seat was empty. My son later texted, "We didn't tell you because it was easier without you." Do you know what hurts more than loneliness? Being forgotten by the people you gave your whole life to. That is how I will begin my story, because this is not just about one Thanksgiving dinner. It is about a lifetime of love, sacrifice, and the bitter taste of rejection that came when I least expected it. I am a grandmother, living here in California. I have silver hair now, weak knees, and a slow walk. But in my heart, I am still the same woman who once woke up before sunrise to cook breakfast, iron school uniforms, and pack lunches for my children. I gave them everything I could, my energy, my dreams, my youth. For me, Thanksgiving was never just about food. It was about gratitude, family, and love. Every year, I prepared pumpkin pies with my own hands. I basted the turkey until the skin turned golden and crispy. I set the table with mismatched plates, because I never had a perfect set. But no one cared. What mattered was that we were together. My house always smelled of cinnamon, butter, and laughter. But this last Thanksgiving was different. My seat at the table was empty. And not because I was late, not because I was sick, but because no one invited me. 3 weeks before Thanksgiving, I called my son. "So, what are the plans this year?" I asked with excitement, imagining the grandkids running around, the sound of football on TV, and the joy of being surrounded by family. He answered briefly, "Oh, we'll let you know, Mum. Don't worry." His tone was distant. I felt a little uneasy, but I told myself, maybe they're still deciding. I tried to shake off the worry. After all, families get busy. As the holiday grew closer, I waited. Each day I checked my phone, hoping for a message, a call, an invitation. But silence filled my days. On the morning of Thanksgiving, I dressed up anyway. I wore a soft blue sweater my daughter once bought me, and put on my pearls, the ones I save for special occasions. I thought, surely they'll call today. Maybe they'll surprise me. I cooked a small dish of candied yams just in case I was asked to bring something. I kept checking the clock. Noon passed, then 2 o'clock. By evening, the truth sank in. No one was coming. No one was calling. My seat at the table was empty. The next morning, I finally got a message from my son. "Mum," it read, "we didn't tell you because it was easier without you." I froze. My heart pounded as I read those words again and again. Easier without me? I had to sit down. My hands trembled so badly I could barely hold the phone. I thought of all the years I sacrificed for him. I remembered sitting by his bedside when he had fevers, cheering for him at his baseball games, praying for his success when he went to college. I thought of how proud I felt when he became a father himself. And yet, now I was a burden. An inconvenience. Someone it was easier to leave behind. I cannot describe the pain in words, but it felt like my heart cracked into pieces. As I sat in my quiet apartment, I remembered the Thanksgivings of the past. My children laughing as they fought over who got the turkey leg. My husband, God rest his soul, carving the turkey with pride. My kitchen full of chatter, warmth, and love. I remembered how my son once clung to my apron as a little boy, begging me not to leave him even for a moment. How did that boy grow into a man who found it easier not to have me at his table? I wondered if I had failed as a mother. Had I been too strict, too protective, or maybe too present? Sometimes children don't realize the weight of a mother's love until it's too late. That night, I sat with a plate of leftovers I had cooked for myself. Just mashed potatoes and vegetables. The taste was empty without company. But what hurt the most was not the food, it was the silence. No voices, no laughter, just the hum of the refrigerator and the ticking of the clock on the wall. I felt invisible, as though I no longer mattered. The woman who once held the family together was now erased from their story. After days of crying, I realized something important. My worth is not defined by an invitation, a holiday, or even by the approval of my children. My worth is in the love I gave, the sacrifices I made, and the strength I carry. I started reaching out to neighbors, other seniors, and even volunteering at a community center. There, I found people who appreciated my stories, my cooking, and my presence. People who said, "We're glad you're here." And slowly, the wound began to heal. Not completely, but enough for me to stand again. If you are listening to me, dear ones, remember this. Family is not just blood. Family is who makes room for you at the table. Family is who says, "We're better with you, not easier without you." To all the children who still have their parents alive, cherish them, invite them to kiss. Even if they talk too much, even if they move slowly, even if they ask questions you've answered before, because one day that chair will be empty forever. Not because you excluded them, but because they are gone. And then, no text message will undo the silence of regret. As for me, I choose not to let bitterness win. My seat may have been empty at my son's table, but my heart will never be empty of love. I will keep giving, keep forgiving, and keep living, because that is what mothers and grandmothers were born to do.